The link down below has been replaced, but I still urge you to head to the link below, educate yourself, and consider supporting Ukraine financially. All the sources down there have been vetted. Your money will go to the right place.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
We waited an entire week for this
I've heard of
answer.
them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Yes.
Please let me remind you, Miss
Gonna be
Navia, that charging
spicy.
someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it.
Yes.
And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss
Wow,
Navia and
okay.
attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Why do I get the feeling that this happens all the time?
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father?
Maybe.
Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun.
Could have had an inside man. After all, who stand to gain the most with her father's death?
If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
Technically, yeah.
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
God, you are so aggressively
Exactly
blue.
correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Great. Oh, dear God, here we go.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uh-huh.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Okay.
When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Yes.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life.
How could he miss? He was 3 feet in front of him.
The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Which he lost.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Yes.
These are the known facts about the case.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when
Jacques
my father
shot
seized
first.
the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Yeah, where is that sea again? You should probably never go anywhere near it ever. Okay, so scene of the crime, loopholes. Water.
Something's not right. Let me think for a little while longer.
But... hang on. Ooh, yeah. Do that one. No one's talking about the pile of clothes that was sitting there.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Seems a bit far-fetched. Alright, let's see. I mean, this guy did not have a gun, so... No? Seriously? Okay. Water? Where does the water fit into the... Hang on.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But since it was raining that
Oops,
day,
I didn't mean to
the
skip
culprit
that.
was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
Really? Well, it was probably this guy. Seriously? I don't know how to refute that. Okay, gunshots. Gunshots?
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts
That's where we
of
go.
assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Oh my god.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
Oh my god, everybody needs a flowchart to follow these court proceedings. So it's like, wait, hang on. Oh, god. Damn it. Give me a pen. Start writing these down. Ah!
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
Yeah, why not?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Yeah, don't agree with
Well,
me.
I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Or was there?
May I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things.
Two.
One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
And two. Do you need help with your hair there? Like, that is an insane cowlick.
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Okay,
I
shut
may
up.
not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case.
That's
My
true.
father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten
Checkmate,
out, the culprit would have fought
fuckers.
an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn.
You've already got
Once I have figured out the truth,
You've already got them on your side. You can stop now.
I will do what this opera house cannot.
You
and
didn't need
restore
those
my
the last
father's
8
truth
paragraphs.
and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Yes.
That's right.
That's what we've
Do
been
you
saying this
have
whole
any
time.
proof?
Of course.
We do?
All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to
How
do
old are you,
anything for my
Clarand?
sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callis was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist,
And the
I've fought
plot
many battles and taken a
thickens!
countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Yeah, what is that?
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing.
They are? How so?
In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callis. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene.
That doesn't make any sense.
Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
I'm lost. I got
So
that
that's
last
why
bit,
you
though.
suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, Can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that,
yes.
does a person have to be physically present
That's
to control
easy.
the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
No. That's hard.
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter?
You don't
But
think
if I were
that.
to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain.
Except young women.
In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage.
You're from
But
Snezhnaya.
the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
All right, now... Now, I understood the Snezhnaya part. This fucker's Fatui. I'll bet money on it.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
Yes.
You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
I bet it's a
Could
Fatui
those
plot.
records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
It's usually the Fatui.
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a
I
superb
don't
job
know
of
about
dissecting your
falsely.
father's feelings
She's got a
as he neared
solid
the end of his
case.
life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well.
That's really great.
And
Now back it
whose
up with a
image
source.
do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh,
Who's that?
so you do know that name.
Who was that again?
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Meanwhile, somewhere underwater. Finally. Let's break into a place. Smash it to pieces. How'd you do that? You could jump out of the water like a fucking dolphin? I didn't know that! I've been running around underwater for the past few weeks getting Sigween up. Alright, well, we don't need her immediately, so...
Jumpy Dumpty Go! Pew! La la la! Blazing delight! Woo! Hi-ya! Da da da!
Might not need her at all, actually.
La, la, la.
Shit, I mean, if you don't need a healer, you don't need a healer.
Whoa! The floor is going up!
It's called an elevator pipe.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
It's an elevator, Paimon. And this is a box. Cool! Guy's got a frickin' aquarium tunnel.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Crab. Finally, God. Crab? Ooh, here we go. Hell yeah. Is this that hidden mechanism? Oh, hell yes it is.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But
Can we?
this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
I can't jump out of the water anymore. What gives? How'd I do it the first time? Doggos.
Let's blow bubbles.
Yes. Let's. Klee ran out of stamina. Hang on.
Boing, boing, boom! Blow them all up! Jumpy, dumpty, go!
See, Klee is our primary source of damage. She's also using the most powerful book she can possibly use for her stats. Which is, of course, at max level. Klee will mess you up. Klee will mess all y'all up. Whoa, I'm underwater.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Don't tell me what to do. You are not the boss. And no, I still can't jump out of the water. Even though I really want to. Okay, so... This glass? Just throw a bomb at it, see what happens.
La la la.
Great plan. Ooh, crazy bridge. You didn't need to make the bridge that crazy, but you did. Why'd you do that? Alright.
Floaty, floaty.
I am very interested to see what this does. Actually, that really freaking hurts him. Like, wow, that hurt. That was really, really good.
Let's see.
And just like that, we are all at full health. Even Sigwin. I'm falling.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
He's being charged at the moment in court.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
I think we have a room full of it. Though we should probably only bring the important parts, because otherwise it'll be tied up in courts for ever.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes.
Okay, go for it.
Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
Okay.
Yep. It's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization.
Oh no!
The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Why was this not destroyed?
They're all just so evil.
Alright, we got an investigation report. We just blew this case wide open. Wide open.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here.
But they signed it and everything.
That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Yeah, it's like, it's like Coca-Cola putting cocaine in their drinks. They have to stop doing that.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
24. Well, we knew they were killing people, Paimon.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before.
They're killing people.
How can someone write something
People
that
die.
terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Ugh. Goal of the researcher is to save his lover. Of course it is.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
And did he really think that his lover would be okay with him dissolving several people? Didn't think that part through, did he?
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
No, he's the researcher, apparently.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Apparently the R is silent.
So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There's more to this.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
You have a pen? You have paper? Bottles. Ooh, wow. Actually, now that I look, yeah, there's a lot of them. Why do we have so many Where's the... There it is.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth?
What kind of fruit?
Yep, it's super obvious.
Synth. Synthe. The E is silent, apparently. Okay, what else? Let me jump in. Why not? I'd probably be fine. I'm not from Fontaine. Ooh, wait, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this?
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things.
Oh, good
Pink
for the...
accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Paimon. Oh no. This is all the stuff that belonged to the victims.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
Oh, is it really that hard for you to put two and two together?
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water.
I mean,
And
the
all
human
the
body
boxes
is,
of things.
what, 70% water?
Names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. This is some pretty fucked up shit. Why was this stuff not burned? They left a cave full of evidence.
Everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who is this Vache?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago.
And yet they didn't destroy
That way,
everything
even
here.
if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
I mean, he left a mountain of evidence everywhere. In fact, there's probably fingerprints. Fingerprints. Oh, imagine when they invent that shit. Bottles. Experiment table. So where's the chair where they tie people up? I imagine there may have been some ropes involved.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Okay. There's probably something here. Apparently the guy was starting a collection.
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Why would there be food?
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
I don't know. What have I found? It's a book. Take a look. It's in a book.
Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
She made a list of baby names. I can't read.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
Probably.
The final name she decided on was... Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son?
We have to go.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
That's because you're slow. That's because you're really, really slow. We just blew this case wide open.
Do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
That's your own father, you
I was
bastard!
waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
I've come to
Just
blow this
how
case
often
wide
do
open.
you intend to flout the rules of this court?
All the time, man.
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
You say you've never heard of Vacher, but he's your own father! Ooh.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Wait, what?
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Veneer, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
Oh my god, he stole my
So
name.
that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far.
This is even worse.
And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
You were stupid.
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
What do you
Mr.
got?
Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Yeah, do it.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Oh, that's what they all say.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes?
So you
No one helped me.
so you melted a bunch of
No one even
people?
believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me.
Big words.
They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignere's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you?
Now you all know!
Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people.
I mean, the drama's good.
Vignere is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
So what, you got like
But
a
I'm not from this
suicide pill
blasted place.
in a tooth somewhere?
So I can't be dissolved.
Oh.
No matter what I do.
Oh shit, that's right.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
He's
Do you
lost
all
it.
See? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
Well, he pretty much just
The
confessed
suspect
right
is
there.
exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Right?
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignere. I promise. We made a promise.
You killed a lot of people.
Vignere! Please, Vignere! Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
Vignere's gotta hate you.
At
You
this
killed
point,
a lot
the
of
verdict
people.
of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Where did the Tartaglia
Fine by
accusations
me.
even come
I wasn't
from?
in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Actually, yeah, that was
Traveler,
pretty entertaining.
Please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Yeah, totally.